Hey everybody, this is Jessica Lynn from Jessica Lynn Original Studios, jessicalynoriginal.com. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to go ahead and do something a little different, so I'm so glad that you joined us either for the first time or welcome back. I love Disney. Look at these cute little images. Oh my goodness. Her website is just Kika. I found her on Etsy and adorable. I cannot wait to download these and turn them into some really fun cards. Now, I'm going to tell you, her store is based on like planners and clip art and stuff like that. But just because they're planner images doesn't mean you have to use them for a planner, right? You can use them to make cards or to do other things. And so that's what we're going to do today. I did not get these for free. I did purchase them on her website, and I will put the link down below. So if you want to go ahead and take a look, oh my god, look at that cute little one with the little back to school with the little mom taking the kids to school. Adorable, just adorable. And it looks like, in looking at her store, that you can get most of these as stickers as well. So if you wanted those for your planners, especially now that we're getting back to normal, you know, we kind of took a year off our planners. So I'm kind of excited to get back to it. I live on my calendar, anyone that knows me, and if you ever wondered why it takes some time for me every once in a while to get videos out, all you gotta do is ask to see my calendar. So what I decided to do today, I want to get back into my distress oxides. I love these. The ladies and gentlemen that I had on my Behind the Card last season, amazing people, and they encouraged me so much to go in and try these, and I love them. It is, the best way I can describe it is like painting with shoe polish, but I wanted to see if I could recreate like a Disney sunset. And so I'm going to go ahead and put some yellows and oranges, and in my final card, I think I wish I would have put a little more pink, but you know, it's always that's the fun of every card you make. So again, with these, always start with your lightest, build your way out. And that yellow that I just put down is called Lemonade, but it almost looks green, and that's only because of the paper behind it. So, and in looking at mine, it literally looks a little bit more like a bright Disney day, but it's so gorgeous. I love being able to build up with these inks. And one of the things I forgot, because I haven't done some of these in a little while, was to always start off the paper and move your way on. So don't do what I'm doing there and just, you know, gob it on, because it just makes a little bit of a mess. So I decided where I put that little gob of orange, that's actually going to be hidden by the imagery, so that'll be fine. And what I wanted to do is, in the digi downloads that I ordered from her, there was a picture of the castle. I am so excited. This is going to be so, in my mind, you know how you have that image in your mind and you just hope that it does what you want it to. And it's kind of funny, we're actually going to end up making 2 cards today. But my intention was to start by just making 1, and then I printed out the mom just a little too big, so she was like the same size as the castle. So, small notice, when you're creating cards with digital images, make sure that you kind of scale your imagery beforehand and think about how are you going to place them on the page and how are they going to look before you get going, just so you don't get stuck in the same scenario I did. It's not bad. It's just definitely one of those that, you know, I wish I would have thought about that a little more, because I really wanted to put her in front of the castle, but then considering how big I printed her and the castle, probably never going to happen, unless it's like Attack of the 50-Foot Woman going to Disney World. This is looking so good. And one of the things is that if you think you're like, oh, I don't know, it doesn't look blended very well, this is one of those where you have to let them sit a little, and as they sort of bleed into the paper, they meld together. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's kind of what they do. And every time I'm like, oh, they don't look blended good enough, I walk away, and then I come back and they're gorgeous. So I'm just going to go ahead and rub part of the brush off, and then I'll do some cleaning a little bit later. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I took my little dryer. I didn't show you, but I did take the little dryer, dried it out. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and put this on my cardstock while I start coloring my castle. So let's go ahead and apply this to the card. Alright, so let's go ahead and get these cut out. Again, they are digital images, so they don't come with die cuts. So I use my brother's Scan and Cut, which is one of my favorites. And what I love about it is I can go ahead and I can see these. I didn't color them yet, so they're just the outlines. And these are the digital images that were sent to me. The nice part is when I purchased them from Etsy, from the Digi store, I was able to print them off and use them immediately. So I didn't have to wait a couple of days by mail. Again, I like digitals as the card maker, but as the artist, again, they're not my favorite only because we're giving over the imagery to you. Just a side note, we ask that you just keep it for personal use. Don't share it with others, and they are definitely not for reproduction. The design world has really gone through a lot of theft, so please make sure that if you want to purchase images, even though, a friend might say, "Ooh, here," or you can get it off this other website in this other country, don't do it. Buy it from the artist directly. And the reason I say that is just because a lot of theft is happening. And, if she is going to create these beautiful pieces, I would rather give the money to her and her family. She might use those for her family, for who knows what, dance lessons, house payments, who knows. But, I would rather support the artist. So I'm going to go ahead and color this in with Copics, and I decided to use the color scheme of the 50th anniversary. Now I won't be adding any of the gold spires around it or anything like that because I really wanted to keep the continuity of the art that she created. Although know that you could use a pen and draw, those little spires and the little banners if you wanted to make it even look closer to the 50th anniversary. I think this card would be a lot of fun to give to your kids or family, to tell them, a lot of people will do the surprise, guess where we're going? And I think this card would be really fun to give to someone and then inside write, guess where you're going, and then have this really beautiful picture of the castle. And again, this is just one that she offers as part of the set. And I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of the pink on the Disney World castle. I love it on the one in California because to me that's Sleeping Beauty's castle. It's the whole bit. Cinderella Castle for me has always been gray and different shades of gray. And so I guess when I see pink, I will say it is much better than the 25th anniversary castle. So if anyone knows or remembers that beautiful birthday cake, it's better than that. But I definitely think that the pink is just, it almost to me looks like when you're in the parks, everybody keeps saying it's so beautiful. I'm not going to say it's not beautiful, but it does look a little bit like the castle got sunburned. At least that's kind of how it looks to me. The pink is just not my favorite. I really prefer the gray castle because that's just, when I see my Magic Kingdom, that's what I see. And I see my beautiful gray castle. And I do, though, like the color blue that they opted for all those little tower pieces. I love the blue they picked. Like, if they would have kept it all gray with that, gorgeous. Like, I think that would be... I love that blue. It's such a striking blue. And with the gold accents, I love that. I'm just not sure about the burnt suntan middle part of the castle, though. We'll see if they keep it or what they do, but I'm just excited that Disney is hitting its 50th anniversary in Florida. I did go out to Disneyland, California for their 50th. They had launched like a website called VMK, which was so much fun, and they did all kinds of really fun 50th anniversary things. So I really hope that the Magic Kingdom and Disney World parks in Florida does the same thing. As you can see, I'm just going in, tossing in some gray and in some highlights and shadows. I really love this piece of art. I think it is the castle without being overly detailed, if that makes sense. Like, I really like how simplistic the castle looks. I think that's gorgeous to me. Like, it's a beautiful image. And it was really fun to color, and I just think it holds color really well. At first I thought maybe I put some of the gold spires, and I really just opted against it. But then I decided to go and grab a blue glitter pen and do all of the little spire pieces up on top of the little towers, and I made them all glittery, which in person it looks so cool because it just has a little bit more magic to the card, which I really like. And there was a moment that I actually thought on the card about putting Tinkerbell kind of flying from the castle, you know, over to Tomorrowland, but I didn't do that. But we'll see the finished card in a minute. So let's go ahead and start on the second card. This one, again, originally I was going to make just one card, and I was going to have her stand in front of the castle, and I was hoping to get some like forced perspective off of the imagery, and it just didn't do it. So I ended up making two cards, but when I saw her, it immediately screamed, this is literally me in the parks. You know, I got on my sunglasses. I wear a lot of stripy shirts. I don't know why, it's just the thing I do. So when I saw it, even my husband saw it and goes, oh look, it's you with your stripy shirts. And I just think it's so cute. And then I'm eating a Mickey bar and hanging out with my little purse. And I just thought it was so cute. And what I thought was kind of funny was that, you know, you saw in her images, she had ones with kids and stuff, but the whole set didn't even include one kid. Like, it was just all the mom, you know, enjoying her Disney time. And I just thought it was really cute. So I really like the style she has. It's very cute. It's cute and poppy, and I do like that there's, again, not a ton of detail, but just enough to really bring home who the characters are. And I decided her little purse needed a pop of something, and so I thought, well, it's Mickey, so Minnie, so let's do white and red. And I just added a whole bunch of polka dots, and then I'm going to go back in and outline all the little circles just so they have definition, so it looks like the rest, so it looks like that's what was on there before. Now typically I wouldn't wear quite the white pant chic black and white. I'd probably wear shorts, or I'd probably wear like jean pants or something, but I just thought, you know what, for this we'll just make it really chic and she'll be black and white. So we're gonna go ahead and take the castle and we're gonna put it on that newly dried background, which I love. Like, how cool is that? It looks so awesome. Like, I wish, now knowing that I wasn't going to put her on there, I wish I would have put the castle on foam risers, so there would have been more of a shadow, almost like the sun is producing a shadow. But it's so pretty. It really is a beautiful card. And see, I was like, where do I put her? Oh no, she's too big. So that's okay. We'll make a second card. Side note, don't forget to sign your cards. Whenever you design something, make sure you sign it. I really love finding cards from family and friends that they made. And sometimes, you know, I'll forget, you know, did they actually make it, or did they buy that card, or did somebody else make it? And so when I see them on their signature on the back, it's always like, oh, you did make that for me. So super sweet. Now, I don't want to waste a really fun image, so what I did was I went ahead and I'm going to cut out a blue turquoise rectangle. And I think it's going to look so good behind her because it's almost like the sky color, which is really pretty. And then what we're going to do is going to add a sentiment that says, adults are only kids grown up anyway. Right? Because that's a Disney quote. And then we'll go ahead and put her on foam risers in front of that. And something just really super simplistic. And I think this card could be a really great card for a girls' weekend. You know, if you're going down to Disney for like a bridal shower, or just to go with your girlfriends or with your friends just to hang out. I just think this would be a fun card to send afterwards and just say, you know, thank you so much for the fun we had. I appreciate it. I do like trying to send cards whenever I can. And one thing I love about the card making community is that they do that too. Even after I had guests on Behind the Card, I had quite a few of them send me beautiful cards just thanking me. And at first I was like, oh, that's so sweet that they, and I'm like, well, of course they send cards. That's what card people do. And it was so cool. So here's that really fun sentiment. I printed it off using a font on my computer. Again, because it's a digi, it didn't have any, you know, sentiments that went with it. So I just looked up a quote. And originally I was like, well, do I put it? I printed it big, and I was like, maybe I'll put it like that. And I'm like, no, I want it. There we go. Rotate that. Boom. Done. So we're going to go ahead and attach it that way. I think it's going to be really beautiful. I just love when you start with one idea and then it turns into something else, and the next thing you know, you're making 2 cards instead of 1. And I don't know, it's kind of fun. I think that's the best part about card making, is that, you know, go with the flow and just enjoy what you're working on, and don't get so stuck on this is the only idea I had, because you never know, you might come up with something better. I love these. I think her images are beautiful. Again, if you're interested in her imagery, down below I will put that link for you to take a look at. Also, I just want to take a moment and say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear from you. What do you think of these cards? And you know what? If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and click on that little owl, that little spinning circle where there is an owl, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you here. And I do want to say thank you so much. Don't forget to visit JessicaLynnOriginal.com. Have a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.